taking on this idea of light in many ways, to its fulfillment. I want you to hear carefully these words that Paul writes to the church at Ephesus. This is from Ephesians chapter 5, verses 1 and 2, and then 8 through 14. Therefore, be imitators of God as beloved children, and live in love as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us, a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. For once you were darkness, but now in the Lord you are light. Live as children of the light. For the fruit of the light is found in all that is good and right and true. Try to find out what is pleasing to the Lord. Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. For it is shameful even to mention what such people do secretly. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible. For everything that becomes visible is light. Therefore it says, sleeper, awake, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. This is the word of God for us, the people of God. Thanks be to God.
Good morning. Think about a time where you were in total darkness, or just when your power was out. Your entire perception of reality changes. How you view the world in darkness is vastly different. Light has the ability to stretch across galaxies. The stars that light the night sky are millions of light years away. Yet, we are still able to witness the beauty of their light. One small light can totally fill up a room and touch everything and everyone. Paul says to us in this text that we were darkness. Not in darkness, but that we were darkness. And this darkness is our rejection of God. This can be when we broke one of our promises or we didn't act in the most loving way. And it is our job as followers of Christ not to be participants in darkness, but to be activists against it. Paul is asking us to turn away from the darkness and begin to imitate God. Young children are natural imitators. They imitate those who are older than them and those who they look up to. And just as young children imitate their parents and older siblings, we are being called to imitate God. We are being called to be as merciful and forgiving as God is merciful and forgiving. We are called to be as loving as God is loving. God is love, and those who dwell in love, dwell in our God. And this text is not merely calling us to continue our inner workings of God, admiring God or thinking about God. No, it's a call of action for us to be an outward expression of God and to imitate God in our everyday lives. One of the questions that Dr. Latricia Scriven asked her Family Wesley students are, if you were the only representation of Jesus that people saw, what would they think about Jesus? And that simple question could raise a very powerful response in many of us. And since we are children of the light, we should live as children of the light so that others may see the light. So others may see the light and be inspired and think of God as well. Walking in the light and even in imitating God is our greatest form of worship and our best expression of love to God. I am reminded of the quote that Pastor Candace mentioned last week. I am a musician. I write songs. I hope at the end of the day I am able to say I torn a small corner off the darkness. And I begin to plug my own vocations into that phrase. I'm a poet. I speak and I uplift. And at the end of the day, I hope I can tear just a small corner off the darkness. I'm a youth director. I lead and teach young disciples. And I hope at the end of the day, I have torn a small corner off the darkness. And I hope not to only walk in the light, but become a weapon of light against darkness. As a Star Wars fan, I became very excited when Pastor Candace wielded a lightsaber in front of our children. And I think we should all strive to be powerful beacons of light, able to do magnificent things in the name of the Lord. And I am honored to be a Jedi Knight in God's army. The question is, how can we be the light of the world? Simple. We walk in the intentional love like Jesus. Be intentional in the love that you show people. And when you ask people how they're doing, ask because you honestly want to know. And you honestly care, not because of it's what you default to say or it's nice to say. And sometimes you have to take that step out on faith and show love to someone. Ignore what feels comfortable and what's normal, because if you are comfortable in your ministry, you are not growing in your ministry. And maybe showing love is volunteering with your church youth ministry. Nudge, nudge. Or maybe it's calling that loved one that you're not on the best terms with and just tell them that you love them. Show the love of Christ and let your light shine before others. The text also talks about the fruit of the light, which is goodness, righteousness, and truth. And to walk in goodness, righteousness, and in truth. It means to walk in the footsteps of our Savior and strive to live the life that Jesus did. To present our lives as a holy and living sacrifice presentable to God. To walk in love as Jesus did. And the best way to summarize the walk we should aim to embrace, we can use the words of John Wesley. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, in all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. As we share this last Sunday together, 2018, ask God to place in your heart guidance for you, your ministry, your family in 2019. Ask for knowledge. Ask for a deeper relationship with God. Pray for that answer you've been waiting on. And if you aren't strong enough to pray, call on those who will pray for you. Ask God for strength as you put down and put away those things that are causing you not to reach your full potential. Ask for more of God in 2019.